Hello guys. So, I just found this in my basement. It's full of cars, I already checked, but I didn't look at any of them. So, we're gonna go through them together. These are all cars from when I was a kid. There's a lot of them, so expect a somewhat long video today. First one looks like a Crown Vic, Maryland State Police. And then we have Silverado. I have no clue what this is. Apparently it's a Celica. We have a Buick Grand National. That one is Johnny Lightning. Datsun 620. RX-7. A Porsche 934 Turbo RSR. Challenger. This one is a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Looks like the door's open on that one, yep. Door opens on that one. Other one couldn't get open. Other one with opening doors here. A Mercedes 300E, I think that says. It's pretty worn out on the bottom. Yeah, 300E. This one is a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. There's a BMW M4. This one is a plumbing van. It does have a specific manufacturer. Austin minivan. 1965. This one is a 69 Chevy Nomad. That doesn't look like a 69. That looks like a 59 maybe, but it says 69 on the bottom. Maybe it's a 69 Hot Wheels. This one is, I'd imagine, either a 68 or 69 Camaro. Here we have a 57 Plymouth Fury. Have a Lamborghini Countach LP, and then I can't read the rest of that. That one's by Matchbox, but it's pretty weird looking with the chrome windows. Here is a Dodge of some sort, maybe a Coronet. Here's an Opel Speedster. The 67 Chevelle SS. Another Countach. It's a bit more tuned. Is a Cadillac LMP. Would not have guessed Cadillac from looking at that. Here we've got a Lincoln Mark V Continental. Or Mark IV. I couldn't tell if there was an IV or a V. This one is a Skyline, but it doesn't say on the bottom what year, but it's like the first gen Skyline. I kind of like that. That's kind of a nice one. Here is a 2007 Audi R8. '65 Mustang convertible. Hood opens on that one. You can get a good look at the engine there. This one's an odd looking car. '69 Ford Torino. It is way too messed up on the bottom to read anything, but it's some sort of old hot rod. The bent front wheel. Alright, here's a '66 Dodge A100 pickup. That's a bit close. Looks like it was a painter's truck. Here is a 2017 F-150 Raptor. Here's a Morris Mini with a cracked front windshield, apparently. A '70 Buick GSX. There's a Viper of some sort. Here's a couple of classic high-end muscle cars. GTO Judge and a '65 Mustang GT. I was wondering if it was a Shelby or not, but apparently not. Here's another Viper and another Mustang. What the heck is this thing? Doesn't say anywhere on it. If I had to guess, I'd say Honda, maybe? But I don't know on that one. There's a '90s, that weird '90s Chevy or Buick minivan. There's some sort of bone shaker. Bone speeder. Ooh. An old Dodge Power Wagon van thing. All plastic. But pretty cool looking. There's a Jeep Cherokee, or XJ, or whatever it's called. There's an old Willys Jeep. Oh, it's from Cars, Sarge. Here's Isuzu Rodeo. Doesn't say what this one is, but I think it's a GTO. Yeah, I'm pretty sure pretty confident that's a GTO. Here is an 83 Silverado. Range Rover. There's a tank, Wolverine tank. And M2 Bradley IFV. That's what it says on the bottom. Here's some sort of old truck missing whatever was on the back. There's an old Bronco from the 90s. There's a Forest Service Land Rover. There's a monkey ambulance. There's an old Mercedes-Benz 350 SL. I know that because it says it on the hood. And a big trailer hitch, too. What company is this? Doesn't say. Like, other than Mercedes. I mean, toy company. There's a very rusty Viper. There's a pretty much equally rusty Fox body? I don't know what that is, actually. It doesn't say on it, either. Here's a Beetle. And an AMC Rambler. Pretty cool. Pretty cool find. We're about halfway done. Nissan Fairlady. There's actually two of those here. Oh, three. Oh no, this is a Datsun 240Z. There's a Skyline. Can't read what that says on the bottom, but it looks like a Jag. Ooh, Lamborghini Sesto. Sesto Elemento. Which I believe means singular element or carbon element or something like that. Here's a 911 GT3 RS. And a Camaro. So that's one side of the case down, but the other one has a lot less cars in it. Another RX-7. Another Mini and another Viper. All just different paint schemes of other cars we've already gone through. There is an F-150. This one's an Ertl. But mostly plastic? Not all plastic. I think the base is plastic too. It looks metal, but it feels plastic. Here's a 2000 Suburban. And a Civic EF. Not very accurate scaling there. Civic's almost bigger than the Suburban. Here is a Hummer of some sort, I believe. Looks like the back opens. Yeah, it does. Oh, there's an ATV in there. There's a tow truck. This next one looks real weird, and it doesn't say what it is on the bottom. Some sort of tracked rocket airplane thing. Almost looks like a hyper bobsled or something. There's a Lamborghini Revuelto, I think? No, Reventon. There's an Aston Martin of some sort. There's a BMW M1. That's not an M1. That's a 1M. But it says M1 on the bottom, so I don't know. Because I know what the M1 is. It's a retro supercar. That's not a retro supercar right there. This is a Koenigsegg Agera R. Ow! Ow. There's another BMW, an M5 police car. Or police car. There's some sort of a rescue truck. But again, the bottom is too dirty, messed up to read. Fire inspector truck. Kind of looks like a Jeep almost, but I don't think it is. I think that might be one that's like made up by Hot Wheels or Matchbox or whoever it is. Fantasy casting, I think they call them. There's a Plymouth Prowler. And an AMG GT. And something JDM. 96 180 SX Type X. Nissan. This is a weird looking one. It's like a dune buggy sedan. Oh, Tum Turner. No. Tum Tammer. I think that's what it says on the bottom. It's another fantasy one, I think. Unless it's just a weird one I've never heard of. Bully Goat, I know that one. Don't even have to look at the bottom for that one. That's iconic enough as a Hot Wheels casting for me to know. There's a T-Bird, an old T-Bird. There is an F-150 of some sort. Yeah, F-150, F-250 with a camper shell. Here is a Dodge Power Wagon Concept. It's kind of cool. Very cheap little thing here. Just an old purple semi-truck. Doesn't even have a windshield. Here is a Dodge Daytona. The good one, the classic one. The King. If you watch Cars, you'll know that reference. Oh, dang it. Drop that one. Ertl Firebird. Ertl Pontiac Firebird. Doors open on that. It's not in great shape, that one. Swoop Coupe. We're almost done, don't you worry. Don't you start worrying now, boy. And girls and others. Midnight Auto. There's a Scion XB. Completely, like, clear. That's kind of weird looking. Bugatti Veyron. Looks like a very squished Veyron to me. Here is one that's being difficult. Cadillac, it looks like. Yeah, definitely a Cadillac of some sort. I think probably an Eldorado, but it didn't say. That one's long. Like, look at that next to the Veyron. Final one, a 31 Doozy, a Duesenberg. That's cool. Slightly beat up, but it is cool. Alright. Well, that's all of them. Pretty sure. Hold on, I may have just seen something. Oh. It's like a ladder from a fire truck. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Though I imagine not many people did. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.